Benedict Tso Vilakazi is the all-time top goal scorer for Orlando Pirates with 52 goals plus 32 appearances for Bafana Bafana. Tik
One usitshele ukuthi sizokhuluma ngani vandag and then swele straight.
We are always live Monday and Friday. Please post. Very important to subscribe Bafana so that I can always give you the best news. Bafana we'll talk about that, and obviously we're going to talk about those moments at Orlando Pirates. You know, that's where I would say Tso was born at Orlando Pirates. So
It's the CAF Champions League also this weekend. We're going to look ahead to the Orlando Pirates games, Kaizer Chiefs games. Mamelodi Sundowns are also in action, Stellenbosch FC, so it's going to be an interesting weekend. But siqala lana Khotman. Bafana Bafana played Zimbabwe at the Mbombela Stadium. I mean at the Moses Mabhida Stadium, my apologies. Yeah. They played to a goalless draw. When the game started, Bafana Bafana looked a bit promising. They were trying their best, but they missed most of their chances. And then leading to the second half, I think it was clear that this is going to end a draw. And we saw how Zimbabwe celebrated after the game. You'd say they just won the AFCON, or they've qualified for the World Cup, which says, Uguti Abantu, we have so much respect in the African continent that when every team plays us now, when they win or a draw is a better eye than me when it comes to analyzing the beautiful game. What did you make of the result when Bafana Bafana played Zimbabwe to a goalless draw at the Moses Mabhida Stadium?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a good night, you know, from both teams. I think they've shown the class, they've shown the quality. I was impressed seeing Musona, Biliati, Munetsi, Nakamba in that midfield, and Nakamba was giving us a headache. He stood his ground in that midfield, and yeah, we look, our team was good, man. I think there were some I would say mistakes that I think the coach did, that I don't think that it was necessary for him to do that. You know, we had a very good something else, guys. You know, he tried him, you know, to get a goal for us. And I think Nkota did well. I think Nkota giving a time, you know, because he was running Ulunga on that side, and he even hit the upright. I don't know why the coach decided to take him out. I don't know why. I don't know, because you know, if maybe Ulunga was going up, you know, putting crosses, giving us a head, that was the reason the coaches had to take him out. But to take out Nkota, I think he made a blunder there. Very Amapilia to track back. That is something that I think, you know, in that central midfield, yeah, what it could change. And I even said to my colleagues when we were watching the game, to say, look, the change I will do in that midfield, I will take out Ustole and put Obas, because I think and I believe that Obas will give us something better. You know, Yes, I was not really happy, even though some people not having, I think if we had Mfukeng, I was gonna play him behind the strike and put Mbule and Mukwena in that central midfield. I think we are gonna get the win very easily because the creativity that Mbule had was gonna be something very played well. They played well. They've created chances. Going to second half, that and Stole, and that I think if he gave Nkota another chance, Lunga was going to be tired. We were playing, Nkota was not dropping back, was always there. That Lunga, and I think coach he didn't see it in that manner. So where is going to change, or either for better or for worse, was when Musonda got these people. I always say this to my colleagues. When you plan during the week, that if you get a red card, how are you going to shape your team? And that it's an injury. How are you going to change the team? I think these are the things that it's worrying me when I watch, most of the time the games, especially when teams that get the red cards. We seems like we losing the thinking when it comes to that. Because for me, when you lose a player like Umusona, it's said for Zim that they had to lose him with a red card. But it gave South Africa an advantage to say now there'll be less numbers in. So now, why are we still asking the 4 defenders to supposed to really kill one side, or Modiba come in the midfield, look how I'm putting it. Look how I'm putting it. We've got Lion Foster there up front. Um, um, Apolice, we had 1, 2, 3 up front, and then now we had to Mbule, we had to Umkwena, we had to Obas. So kill the left back in the midfield, just in front of Ulontuzana. Here, and then we have got Mbule here, then we've got Ulontuzana. You put Ulontuzana, then stay Omudau, and then you've got Ulontuzana. Say, and they must is and it is I is me. how I see the game. I'm going to put in front of think that is it not can really help us in our national team. Here in the PSL right now, we've got 3 strikers that are scoring. 3 goal scorers. We've got Grobler, we've got Renas, we've got Mahopa. And one thing for sure, that I think if we can use you can ask all the defenders here in Africa to play against a white striker. It's so difficult. You know why? Because our defenders, they don't like to head. They don't like to go all the time in the ball. And how Coach Hugo Broos likes to play using the width, I think it was going to benefit a lot of Robler. That's my thinking. To say why didn't add to Robler in the national team? Robler is good in the air. He's also good in the feet, and he's got experience. He's been around. He knows what it takes. But yeah, nevertheless, it's a topic for another day of those guys. But I think the guys did very well. We can see how those guys versus him, how they celebrated after the game. It's not an easy country to play against South Africa. Look, guys, let me tell you, it's not easy to play against us. We've got good players. Those boys, they've worked hard. They've shown us what it is that they can do. Mistakes are always going to be there. This is football. Football is a game of mistakes. Mistakes are always going to be there. But I like how these guys, they put effort. They try to do the right things. And to try hard, and then it works. And unfortunately, I believe that if we had a win, just going to put us in a more comfortable position more than anything else. But nevertheless, I think the door is still open for that tomorrow. That I think the game us to the World Cup.
Hotman, just before we get into moments from the game we played Bafana Bafana, the players were starting to become a bit more frustrated, especially Lumbege. Since I've watched him, he's one player that doesn't like losing. The moment Abona himself to start shooting from range, he starts trying to contribute a lot to attack. We saw him get a red card.
Yeah.
And then after getting that red card, obviously that now means that we are vulnerable where defense is concerned. Utabo Muluisan has been called up. He's the replacement for Mbegeze Limbogazi. Just before we go to that game, what did you make of Mbegeze Limbogazi's red card situation, Hotman, and how does he come back from that? Because now he gets a red card at a very crucial stage of the qualifications. We need him more than ever right now, and we know what the young man is capable of. Social media, some people are attacking him to say that, no, that was clumsy of him. That shows a bit of a lack of a discipline in his game. He has a lot to improve on. What did you make of that whole situation, Hotman, and how does the boy bounce back from this?
Let me put it in. When people in that you in that team, why you didn't swap? You play central because you've got a that part for the kind See, you just to think. You need to. It does happen. I think in football is that's where you need to come here central. Let me go and all of that. You know, so I think we store of him. You call him and then call him to come. Where up when we are so innocent, look at it and you know when sometimes in this manner, but very strong. Is got the good attitude. And I believe wants also to protect himself and going forward for him. I don't think it's something all. Yes, he needs to learn to sit down.
I think his own not goals. As
It go, you know, his experience. So the advantage of Rob, like he can and his issue you can punish here and there. Umabasa, you can say no when you've got maybe big tall players. Maybe he's not gonna win anything in the air. But with Robla, you are no that he's got individual brilliance. He's a team player. He can create. He can score. You need players like that. But yeah, why the coach didn't really consider him? I don't know. I don't know. And sometimes in football, you need that individual brilliance. Sometimes you need that one, two, three players. That's it. Some areas they can do that individual brilliance and can get to something well in that number 10. He mastered. Let me see.
But it doesn't repeat itself. It doesn't repeat itself in Mbombola, and we hope we're gonna write a new script. You look at how Bafana Bafana played against Zimbabwe. Now we know we know what needs to happen against Rwanda. Bafana Bafana can't afford a draw and they can't afford a loss. Grootman, based on what you saw against Zimbabwe, what do you think Hugo Bruce needs to avoid leading to this game?
Let me tell you, these things, they just come in different ways. That they come to our team and we make us not to be in a good position as a country in terms of points in the game. Look at the issue. It started with the issue of Mokoena, of having 2 yellow cards, and then who needs to keep the records? For the technical director to advise the coach if he's going to select players to say, hey, don't select player A because player A is suspended. It starts from there. And then, we look, what happened the last time in Bombela, I will pray that it doesn't happen tomorrow. We need a win tomorrow. No matter what, we have to, if the coach has to start with the formation that I'm talking about from the first whistle. Obviously, Mboaz is out, then he can play Malo Sane on that side. Can play Malo Sane, Usibis in that two center backs, and have Obas, Mokoena, Mbule, Mudiba, Apolise. I think if Coach Bruce can really think attacking, I'm telling you, we will win that game. To have time, if we can just then saying let's not be cautious. Be cautious, but the most influence that should be in the game, it should be. So and you can start with an upfront line for Unkota, Mbule, have Umudiba here, and then Mkwena, Obas, and then the trade the pack. I'm telling you, I think it can work. It can work for us. I don't say doubt. If you can do that, because remember, Umudiba can pass, can take a shot, can score. Mbule, we all saw him. That if he can dribble, he can pass you, he can take a shot. So just imagine now, that's just next to Line Foster. That maybe sometime Line Foster, Mudiba can play him and late for Usipo to take a shot, or Usipo, Line Foster, and Mudiba to take a shot. You never know. So you need more numbers in attack. So it's very crucial that, especially this game, if you can play like that, with that 5 there, I think chances of us really winning are very easy.
Hodman, since our strikers have proven to not be goal scorers, we're clearly not depending on either Lyle Foster or Evidence Makopa to score us goals. They failed against Zimbabwe and they're failing in their leagues. Who do you think, or who do you expect to score goals for Bafana Bafana tomorrow against Rwanda?
Look, I expect if Mdiba can get to that position, I think Mdiba will score. And Mbule, it will give him confidence to say, look, let me continue where I left on Friday. I've created chances. It was just a matter of really scoring because the keeper was making saves. That means we are in the right direction. And maybe Foster will score because he had an opportunity of almost a 1v1 with the keeper. And then after dribbling, the defense was there covering. Then even when he tried to bend it, and then Lunga was there right in the line and taking it out. So I strongly believe that Foster can also score. And it's going to be a very, very nice, very nice game.
Hodman, we saw how Utalen Dembata at some point during the AFCON qualifications became crucial. I don't know, Hodman, what do you think of that combination?
I think we need Umbata in that midfield. I just want to make you laugh a bit. You know, if they will say who else that you think we can put him in that position, even if that player is home, you can call him to come. Namtenjela, you know, the creativity, that run box to box combination play. I think Mbata can do the job. Same applies to Namtenjela and allow Umufukeng to stay in that central position. You know, when Umufukeng is staying in that central position alone, look, the team plays smooth, we are taking in all of that. But when you're going to play with that two pivot, then we always have a problem. Who needs to come and collect the ball? You know, but if you allow Mkwena to be there alone, we know that the action needs to start from him and then it start put. So, yeah, I think he should play. He should play Umbata. He must start with Umbata and have Umbata have Umkwena in that midfield, and then Umsupumbule in front of them. And I think it's going to benefit us, and we're going to have a very great evening.
No, Hotman, we all hope for a great evening. Hotman, can I get your score prediction? Bafana Bafana versus Rwanda at the Mbombela Stadium.
I think it's 2 or 3-0. We're going to win. We need those goals so that they can put us there. But even a win, it's going to be good for us. You know, the prediction is 2 or 3-0 for Bafana Bafana.
Nigeria versus Benin. I think this is an interesting one.
Yeah.
To qualify,
Yeah.
and they're hoping for a draw or loss with Bafana Bafana, and if they win, then they stand a chance, but they'll obviously have to win by like 3 goals for them to be on top of the group. So what do you see happening there?
Yeah, that's going to be a very interesting one. Remember that they're playing with number 1, and they in their mind is that when we beat you guys, then we're good. And now the thing that they don't look at is that also us, we need a win. We get a win. It's going to be very interesting for Nigeria, because they know Nigeria that what happened on Friday, Bafana against Zim, draw. That means they can play a draw against Rwanda. So us as Nigerians, let's go for the kill. Because if we win that game, then definitely it will take us somewhere. So I think Nigeria will win the game. But I want them to win the game by 1-0.
Hey, I know, we can only hope. Hotman, now let's move on to the CAF Champions League. We return to continental football. Orlando Pirates play St. Elio Lupopo on Sunday, the 19th of August. 19th of October rather. Orlando Pirates are playing away. We saw what they did to Idioli from Lesotho. I mean, that was more of a walkover for Orlando Pirates. It was even a practice session for Coach Owadu. We saw the depth that Orlando Pirates has. Yanela Mbutuma scoring a brace. Tsepang Moremi scoring 2 goals. Tsogofatso Mabasa coming in also scoring. We see that Orlando Pirates, at least, they are scoring goals. What do you see happen when Orlando Pirates take on St. Eloi Lupopo this Sunday on the 19th of August?
Hey, that team from DRC, I know that team, man. That team, it's not a fluke for them to win the Champions League. That team is a very good team. St. Louis Lupopo of DRC, I remember they were giving us a headache to play against them. But no doubt. Whatever happens. But I'm not worried. I know you guys can win. That you guys can go away. I'm just pleading now that, hope coach of his us a hope of the final of the CAF Champions League. But that's all the best. They're playing away. That's not easy to go to DRC and play there. I know for the fact. Easy to go and play. But I trust them and give your best.
since they lost the last 2 games, won the MTN 8. Do you maybe Bangabuya net draw?
No. Go because they come goals. So play when you start so it win. A win, that's what we need. A win will put team.
Which players would you like?
Let's go with Mabasa. Let's go with Apolise. Let's go with that side. Moremi. Vumba Tapek. Let's do right. But I will start the rightful back right, and then over Rodmani abo at
I know. That's a bag finally. Us of October. It's been a dip in performance. How to play. Personally, I just think it's a matter of the coach not knowing how to use the players. They definitely need a new coach, if you ask me. Grootman, how do you see them perform against Remo Stars?
look, I would think now Sundowns in terms of how they do their combination play. No one is scared, and it's worrying me because Sundowns have got quality players, but I think the driver not that quality for real, because I wouldn't say maybe they will play a draw. No. I want Sundowns to win. Sundowns a big, but they need to play and a nice football to watch. Not just a game that we're gonna go and play. Guys, let me tell you. In every house there's a toilet. Ayiko in the you win there's problems, you lose there's problems, you play draw there's problems. Problems are always gonna be there. But when you make sure see this unfortunately with the other boy that got the red card, I don't know whether the red card was not working, but that the red card will those are people. No Sundowns
Of coach Mamelodi Sundowns go in the CAF Champions League. Yeah.
All right. Thing is, what is and coach some the pineapple sundown. How they do yes, at Sundowns. And again, when you bring those two new players, decided to fire the coach, and then now they came because of the coach. So now the coach has left the team. I was going to hear about the movement and all of that. I believe will work, but this Okada also is taking a lot of decision in terms of him staying.
Goed man. Score predict. Masters. To Chiefs. Struggle. 2-1. To last year. And that I keep season. Man, how do you see them play there?
I'm a good. There's sometimes can and something
Man, we over it. The Chiefs has the and is yes. What? Play maybe
training. That's what you. Okay, if I him don't know why he's sitting in the panel, but you know that they you need to find away. You need to in the game. The wow. You guys like, boy, God,
Follow okay.
that I think when you look at it in like so why these coaches but it's not that bad.
Or how far do you see them take the team? Maybe are they going to have Champions League?
See, one round of the cup game. So being in Zagali into the where you'll find them going all the way to the finals, go conference. And yeah, I don't know whether that just Ufatu Davis. Fine. Ufatu and yeah, it's going to compete with Ufatu Davis and then good. Remember it's good team. It tells you that play against Gaborone United in Botswana. I was watching that game. They play. If you're not gonna take serious of them,
I know. The Kaizer Chiefs are not Cup. Stellenbosch FC are playing 15 de Agosto. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. We saw Steve Barker, the Betway players, the list. And now we see that okay, because we even saw how they played Kaizer Chiefs. That game was decided in penalties. What do you see happening this weekend when Stellenbosch play 15 de Agosto?
still is Christy Parker. I like Christy Parker. He about the quality of players that he self with Pirates or Chiefs or Sundowns goes into his things. I mean, look at the Pirates every season. 80% of his players had to leave the team. Season in, season out. But look at where he is. He's always playing Confederation Cup. That means he's doing very well because he's playing again. Last season, I think they lost in the semi-final in the Confederation Cup. So I think that this season they were still gonna go on and do well. He's got good players; they can do it.
Score prediction? Yes. Reflect on your
Um, um, is for the league. Obviously, I'm a hot man. Coach Brendan um, Innocent Chikoya. We had quality players. Coach Gordon Niggerson said to us, look, there's two things. It was our last game. So we had to win it on Saturday against which were, before let's not put ourselves to go be a decider of us winning the league or not against look, we had a fantastic game. That game was, I think if I remember correctly, I started the game. We I remember, there's one moment that is always gonna be in when I think of it, and every time he was always saying to me, "Hamba lapha nikupholeni laphaya." Just imagine Chikoya was our left back. He will bend that ball. He will make a run, and I scored a beautiful goal. You know, we celebrated that and I remember we had Ubabu Mabaso, and the chairman, everyone there, the coach couldn't. I believe in you guys that you will do it, and here you are. Yeah, it was a coach Gordon Egerson to leave, take that night. It was never forget in my life. Uh, a moment to playing that medal. Kulmegi that we had in terms of winning a league. But it worked well. Moment he started to build really a character in him. He said more hard position of winning the league, and then now again you need season out, and yeah, I will say, Gordon Igesin and in Butabum Louis, still is Warren Louis, and they helped me. And most of them, I mean, were senior players, and they've won it with Isandi. Yes. Yeah, he had experience of winning the league, and yeah, we won the
Titles did you?
two. Then I've won.
Siyabonga Khotman.
To all wisdom, don't like, subscribe, Bafana too. Putting us a song isikhathi and give you good news and give you also
Benedict, top goal scorer for Orlando Pirates, 32.
if you say to me, so you are correct.
Every month. Facebook and X. Don't miss Tso